Hi there, this is Logan, and welcome to the new and improved screening interface. As you can see, this is a brand new layout with some new features that will make screening a more intuitive and efficient process. Let's walk through the new screening site together. When you log in, the first thing you'll encounter is the screening dashboard. The dashboard contains a few pieces of important information, so be sure to keep your eye out. First, you'll see the number of projects currently in the queue. Directly below, you'll see the weekly maximum, as well as your progress toward the maximum. As a reminder, this is the maximum amount of projects you can screen during this week. If you've screened the weekly maximum, you'll be directed to a screen letting you know that you've reached the maximum amount of projects for the week, so there's no need to track the projects that you've screened on your own. If there is a bonus opportunity to screen additional projects, a separate progress bar will appear with the extra amount of projects available to screen, so you can track that progress as well. Now, let's get to screening a project. Once you're ready, simply click Start Screening, and it will take you to the first available project. In this new system, you will screen all project types, and the first project that you see will always be the oldest project in the queue. Once you are on the project page, you will see the teacher information at the top of the page. It will let you know what grades they teach, what school they teach at, and the city that they teach in. It will also let you know if the teacher is new to DonorsChoose.org, so you can treat their project with a little extra care. On the upper right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the button to flag a project for staff, as well as the button to skip a project if you're unsure how to proceed. When you click the Flag for Staff button, you'll be prompted to select a reason why you flagged the project for staff. If none of the reasons apply, then you can select the custom reason and explain why. Directly below the teacher information, you'll see what type of project you're screening. In this example, we are viewing a teacher-led standard project. If you ever need a refresher on what to expect when screening that specific project type, just click on the Show Tips button to view a refresher on some of the things that you should look out for when screening the project. This will be different for every project type that you screen, depending on what comes up. To view more detailed instructions, you can click Instructions at the top of the page, and it will give you a more comprehensive refresher. Now, let's look at the actual components of the project. One of the biggest differences of the new screening site is that you will screen the entire project before approving or sending it back to the teacher. This means that even if you find a reason to draft the project, you should continue screening until you've screened the entire project. The first piece of the project that you'll see is the classroom photo. If you ever need a refresher on our photo safety guidelines, just click on this blue link right here. If you hover your mouse over the photo, you'll see the green circle that visualizes the maximum face size of an individual student. If the photo is eligible, you can click Looks Good. If the photo is not eligible, you can click the Needs Teacher Edit buttons. This will create a pop-up window where you will be able to click the checkbox for the corresponding reason. You will then be prompted to select a reason for the edit request, and this will populate a pre-written email to the teacher. If you reject a photo, we are now giving teachers feedback about why their photo was drafted. So select the one that makes the most sense. After screening the classroom photo, you can scroll down to the project title. Here, you'll notice some text on the left side. Throughout the project screening page, there are simple tips and tricks to remind you of what to look out for. On the right side, you may notice a text bubble pop up. The new screening site will automatically fix certain common mistakes, such as a title in all caps. If this occurs, there will be a bubble on the right side to notify you, so that you can make sure that the correction actually makes sense. You have the ability to edit the project title to make sure that it's eligible. So here, it looks like the title was originally submitted as Back to School with Beowulf. Since we want to make sure the project is capitalized like a book, we went ahead and capitalized the with. So we can say, looks good. As you continue scrolling down in the project, you'll see the resource summary. This will give you some context before you look at the resources and then eventually screen the essays. Again, you can make any changes that you need to make this eligible. So we can go ahead and click looks good. Next up, you'll see the resources. As you screen the resources, again, you will click looks good if there are no problems, or needs teacher edits if the teacher needs to edit something in their cart. Now, let's say that there are problems. We click needs teacher edits and you can click which reason why. I've already looked at this project and the resources are fine, so I'm going to go ahead and click looks good. Finally, you'll screen the project essays. As you can see, the 2 essays appear at the end of the screening page in the new site. Again, if everything checks out, you can click looks good. Just like with the previous sections, you can click needs teacher edits and select one of these pre-populated reasons if there's something wrong. Again, I took the liberty of screening these beforehand, so I know that they both are good. So I'm going to go ahead and click looks good for both of them. Once you've approved all the fields, you can go ahead and have the option to give the project an A+ for quality or creativity. Typically, we see that 1 in 5 projects gets this qualification, and I actually really like this project, so I'm going to click that. And once you're done, you can approve the project. One last thing about screening projects in the new system. If you're screening a project that has already been screened by another task member, you'll see this pop up at the top of the page. See how it tells you that this project was previously drafted for materials not described in essay? That'll give you an idea of what to look out for when you screen the essay this time around. If the task member has already screened the project, then some of the sections of the project have likely already been approved. You do not need to reread sections that have already been approved. However, if you would like to, you have that option. And that's an introduction to our new screening site. As a reminder, if you ever need a refresher, you can always click into the Instructions tab, which will give you a much more detailed analysis of each of the project types. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.